Hello there, welcome to my views and news. Two news stories. Firstly, a report by the UN about human rights abuses committed in the Amhara region. Fano and allied groups blamed for civilian deaths too, though majority of the human rights abuses was committed by government forces. Now, this is first official statement by an international body about the ongoing situation in the Amhara region. I have a clip for you as well. So, what is UN saying? How many people were killed in the Amhara region at the hands of Fano, at the hands of government forces, in the last 1 year or so? Secondly, a controversy in Somalia. Let's start with this new story from Somalia. In Somalia, generally small issues turn into big issues. Sometimes issues are mishandled. Sometimes issues take religious turn, sometimes issues take ethnic turn, but small issues sometimes turn into big issues. In Mogadishu, these days tensions are ongoing. Why? A few days ago, government ordered the people to shift dead bodies of their loved ones from a cemetery in Mogadishu. Police Academy Cemetery. The relatives were given 10-day deadline that within 10 days they must exhume the bodies of their loved ones. Some people protested. They said that it's unfair because some dead bodies were buried just a few days ago. But government is implementing the deadline. People are now exhuming the dead bodies of the loved ones. Criticism from different circles. Portland issued a statement yesterday. Saeed Abdullah Dini, Puntland president, criticized Hassan Sheikh government, saying that Hassan Sheikh government should show respect for human life, for humans, for dead bodies. And what is happening is desecration of desecration of a cemetery, and it's an insult of people's rights, violation of people's rights. Then he said that Somalia has abundant land. That is why there is no need for this cemetery to be closed and to use it for some other purposes. Why does government want to just empty this cemetery? Different sources report different things. Some say government wants to turn the cemetery into a five-star hotel, which is not true, by the way, because a few years ago we heard the same about this cemetery that government was planning. Previous government was planning to turn the cemetery into a five-star hotel, but then a fatwa, religious decree, was issued by religious scholars opposing the building of a five-star hotel at the place of a cemetery. So no hotel is going to be built, I think. Rather, a wing of Somalia's security forces could use this place for security purposes. But people are protesting. They say that there is abundant land in Somalia. Why is that people are being forced to shift their bodies of the loved ones from this cemetery to other places? But the issue is so big that Puntland issued a statement last night. Then he spoke. Puntland, Mogadishu, not on good terms these days. Puntland announced to operate independently, separately, after Hassan Sheikh government introduced some constitutional reforms at the parliament more than a month ago. Now, secondly, viewers, both Fano groups and security forces are involved in human rights abuses being committed in the Amhara region. It was reported by the UN yesterday. UN human rights body published a report about human rights situation in Eritrea, which happened, the human rights abuses which happened in the last 1 year or so. 2023 mainly was covered in this report. How many killings at the hands of Fano fighters? How many killings by military? How many killings by government forces? According to the UN, 70%, more than 70% of human rights abuses were committed by security forces. Whereas abuses include killing, rape, torture, etc. The Fano groups committed around 22-23% violations, including civilian killings. 52 deaths of civilians at the hands of Fano, reported by the UN. Liz Throssell is a UN official. She gave these numbers. Which 52, by the way? Because I have been reporting about human rights abuse being committed by security forces. Don't strike sometimes, indiscriminate killings happening. Which civilian killings happen at the hands of Fano? I think the UN compiled a list of assassinations committed by Fano fighters since last year. Yes, Fano fighters have assassinated dozens of people. People mostly who are part of the Prosperity Party, who are part of the government, who are part of the security forces. I think I have done around 15 videos so far about these assassinations. So 52 killed by Fano are mostly they are civilians. Civilian means unarmed. If they are PP members, they're civilians because they're not members of security forces if they're killed by Fano fighters. The 52 killed are mainly government officials, mainly Prosperity Party members, and some civilians supporting the government, supporting military operation against Fano fighters. Otherwise, we have not seen large-scale attacks by Fano groups on civilians, on people. Why? Because if they start attacking people, they cannot survive. They draw their support from public, from people. So they cannot afford to launch large-scale attacks on people. Military disgruntled when it suffers losses, it takes out anger on people because military believe people help Fano fighters. People give support. People provide shelters to Fano fighters. Now, the government, the UN report said that around 572 violations were around 600 violations were committed in the last 1 year or so, involving more than 8,000 civilians. Majority of them, again, was committed by the Ethiopian security forces. Will anyone be held accountable? No one will be held accountable. We saw what happened during Tigray War, that thousands of people were massacred by the parties to the conflict who accused each other. Tigrayans accused ENDF, EDF, Amhara forces. Amhara people accused Tigrayans when Tigrayans were in Amhara. No one held accountable. Why? Because all are involved in rights abuse in varying degrees. Yes, Tigrayans suffered more, but their forces also committed atrocities in Amhara region. Here too, we're seeing that both parties involved in human rights abuses. But the Fano fighters are not carrying out large-scale attacks on civilian population. No. They carry out target killings. Those people who they think are supporters of government and who are actively participating in the operation against Fano. Take a listen to what Liz Throssell said about the human rights abuses committed in Amhara region the last 1 year or so.
Records 594 incidents of human rights violations and abuses affecting 8,253 victims. Now that's a 56% increase compared with 2022. According to the update, state actors were reportedly responsible for some 70% of the violations, while non-state actors accounted for some 22%. Fano insurgents and their allies killed at least 52 civilians in Amhara and destroyed civilian property, attacked medical personnel, and destroyed ambulances in violence targeted at government personnel.